is still raging. I understand how you feel, miss. But right now, we must head to another battlefield.
Mem! Mem. 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 Mem.
Is that the gate to the past? Let's go, miss. We will unravel Nikador's secrets together. So this is how it looked like before Aquila closed their eyes. The City of Warriors. Its magnificence certainly lives up to its name. We should first figure out which era we've traveled back to. The memory fragments we gathered from Mem all point toward the final stage of the Chrysos War. We might be able to use that as a starting point for our deductions. We may draw suspicion this way. Castrum Kremnos is no leisure spot for tourists. We shouldn't draw unnecessary attention to ourselves. Let's start with the city's surroundings. We might be able to gather some clues by listening and observing. Under all this resplendence is the distinct stench of death. But even the most magnificent of deaths can never be sweet.
Stream forth the gleam of old blades. Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
Hello?
What is it?
May I ask if you're here to join the competition?
Competition? No. I have no interest in meaningless sports.
So, you're here for Nikador's festival?
Utterly foolish.
War has left its mark on many from this period, so please don't take it personally. It's a scroll written in the common tongue. We should see what it's about. Courage, honor, reason, tenacity, sacrifice. Nikador did live up to these values in his prime, but now... Kremnos seems to be hosting a festival, where its victor can go on to have an audience with the ruler and be bestowed with honor. It's just as Mr. Damionis described. If we can pose as participants, we might be able to get into the city.
Finest weapons for sale! Come take a look! The sharpest blades in all of Kremnos. Gladiator swords, maces, and bucklers crafted by the Grand Craftsman Cartonis himself. Ha-ha! Looking to breeze through your foes at the Kremnos Festival? I've got the best weapons right here for you. I'm as honest a merchant as they come. Those boorish warriors know nothing about quality gear. Ah, but you're not like them. With your air of sophistication, you must be a noble from one of the Grand City-States, right? Here, let me show you what I have in stock.
The craftsmanship of a weapon reveals the time period it's made. We can afford to take a quick look. I thought you'd be the kind to make impulsive purchases, miss. But you've certainly proven me wrong.
So you're just window shopping? What a waste of my time.
Mister, can I please have a look at the weapon you're holding on to?
Oh, a gentle lady like you taking an interest in weapons. Why, of course. Please, feel free to take a closer look.
I've seen enough. Let's go, miss.
Leaving already? Don't you want to browse through my other wares? Well then, come back anytime. If you make it through the festival today.
Those weapons reek of blood. He made an effort to conceal it, but traces of death aren't something you can easily erase. I shudder to even consider where he got his goods from. He didn't lie about the weapon being one of Cartonis' handiwork, though. Thanks to its inscription, I now have a fairly good guess of the time period we're in.
Sir, what a joke! Maidemos is just a coward. Those who deserted Kremnos with him have brought shame upon the Lance of Fury. Despicable traitors will never bask in glory again.
But Maidemos is undoubtedly the mightiest warrior among us. Who else can we turn to now that he's gone?
What nonsense are you spouting? King Euripon, the rightful ruler of Castrum Kremnos, has not fallen! He still stands firm in this city, and has never given up on awakening the great Titan! As long as we remain steadfast at his side, we'll reclaim our former glory and sow bloodshed and conquest amongst our foes!
King Euripon. Right, of course. The people of this time wouldn't know the fate of that old king yet. He was killed by Lord Mighty. They are entitled to that rage, because Lord Mighty was once the hero of Castrum Kremnos. But he did not leave out of cowardice. It was, in fact, a courageous choice. With that, we should have enough to determine the time period we are currently in. Let's run through everything we know so far, Miss. Lord Mighty has gone to seek refuge in Akama with some of his people. Old King Europon still reigns, though Nikador has fallen into a slumber. And Castrum Kremnos is now gathering warriors from all over in preparation for their festival. It seems that we've traveled back to the last years of the Chrysos War, a time when Castrum Kremnos grappled with both internal strife and the Titan's waning divinity. The safest bet is to play by the rules. They happen to be hosting a festival in the city. We can try entering as participants? Let's make our way into the city first. We can then wait for the right opportunity to strike. When it comes down to it, I will take care of Nikador's kin. That should be the place to sign up.
Oh, such a pity. Those three warriors were so close to completing the trial, to emerging as victorious Kremnoan warriors, and to earning an audience with our glorious King Europon. And yet, they collapsed at the final hurdle. The fury-eyed Praetor swiftly hacked them down, reducing them to mere mincemeat. May Nikador recognize their valor and embrace their heroic spirits. Next! Do we have any more warriors ready for the challenge? King Europon awaits, longing for the first brave soul to survive and stand before him.
This was a time when life was valued far less than bread. People hardly bat their eyelids at the savagery and death that had become commonplace.
Oh, does no one have the courage to take up the challenge? Are you not prepared to wager your glory and set your lives ablaze under the splendor of Kremnos?
Let me through.
Why, it's you again, inarticulate fool. Unarmed, and yet you dare to think you can join the Kremnos festival? That's an insult to the Lance of Fury. I've told you before, this is a trial for 3. This is a trial that requires 3 people. If you can't even gather enough comrades to stand by you in life and death, it's time you went home and took up herding.
Let me through.
So you're not just inarticulate, but also hard of hearing. Keep up this act of nuisance, and I'll be sure to show you how uncivil we can get.
Teams of 3. Miss, this might be our chance. We can enter the city with him.
Huh? Who are...
You two.
I see what this is. As you wish. Good for you. You now have allies to court death with. Come on up here, fool. The adrenaline-pumping scenes are becoming a bit tiresome, so adding a wildly mismatched interlude would make for a refreshing change and spice things up. Let the trial begin, then. Your only goal is to survive. As long as you still hold the breath of life, you'll either triumph over every trial and claim worldly glory, or leave your soul in Kremnos to become fuel for strife.
Have faith, miss. Lord Finon and Lord Mighty are still fighting. We must match their unwavering resolve.
Can we enter now?
Eager to meet your demise? Very well then. Let the trial begin. Give me your names, warriors.
Casterus.
Nice.
Galactic baseballer, Casterus, and Nias. It is an honor to see your true faces revealed by the radiant glow of the Blade of Fury. In the name of the 5 virtues of Nikador, courage, honor, reason, tenacity, and sacrifice, stride through the holy city's gate and embrace your fate. May your courageous souls satisfy Nikador and fuel the conquests of Kremnos.
Lord Nias, may I ask what is it you are fighting for?
Fighting needs no reason. I seek only to crush foolishness.
They have fewer guards than I expected. I thought we'd be greeted with something more intense.
Meaningless. Why stall those charging for Death's Door?
Death is not part of our plan, Lord Nias. We should work on solving the puzzle they've set for us. Look, there are 2 braziers on that wall. Could they be some sort of hint? And those mechanisms protruding from the ground. Should we attempt to activate them? A prophecy tablet. Let's make use of the tools here to solve the puzzle.
Dream run!
Seek, and you will find.
The Titan's creations! When did they become so weak?
Perhaps there's more than one right answer.
We lit the brazier.
You seem quite familiar with these devices.
Huh? They're all over Amphorius. Rest in peace. Stream forth. Gleam of old Stream forth. The gleam of old blades.
Hornix.
What's wrong, Lord Nias?
Weak. Reduced to a servant of humans.
Is this the exit? Oh, it's locked. Let's focus on igniting the braziers first. Stream forth. The gleam of old blades.
Scream forth, gleam of old blades.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
The gate has opened, as expected.
A meaningless challenge to erode the patience of warriors.
Barricades. We must find a way to remove them. Could it be a challenge that requires us to use the hand of Zagreus? Let's get closer and find out. This is a lot more destructive than I expected. Was this giant hand really used for thievery in the past?
embodiment of all things despair. Their legacy reduced to mere playthings for humans.
The way ahead is now clear. Lord Nias, before we move on, there's something we must explain to you.
You're not here for this foolish...
How did you...
You've been fighting to suppress your true thoughts within you all this while. You cannot deceive me. I know you have no care for that fatuous king's contrived glory. You can keep your motive to yourselves, so long as you stay out of my way. I've said it before. To obliterate the deeply entrenched roots of foolishness within Castrum Kremnos.
Now the true challenge begins. This is where it gets difficult.
Meaningless forestalling. They are meant to taste defeat on the battlefield. Deter us further, and I shall send them to Thanatos!
Stream 4.
These guns are much tougher than they seem. A fine weapon. It's a real beauty. With a bit of sprucing up, no one will guess it's secondhand.
Stream 4. Gleam gold blades.
Wait. Hush. Listen.
Looks like I've hit the jackpot this time.
I hear it now. That's...
Pretend you did not hear anything. Act oblivious. We'll find a way to make him come out of hiding.
Incense ascends, entwined with ethereal clouds.
Stop at the next turn. If there's an assassin, we'll take care of him right there. Keep quiet.
They sure are quick on their feet. One bag won't be enough to hold everything. After this haul, I shouldn't have to scrounge for leftovers for the next few days. If only this festival could go on longer.
Now!
Oh, That's why all of your weapons reek of blood.
Well, I can explain myself. You see,
Looting the arena like a despicable lowlife. Prepare to meet Thanatos, thief.
No! Stop!
Don't do it, Lord Nias. This isn't right. Please, let him go.
Turn around, girl. Look at the corpses of those we crushed. You can cut down warriors without a second thought, yet you show compassion to this scum. Give me a reason. Show me you're not as dumb as those ignorant fools.
Because he still knows how to fear death. Despicable or scum he may be, but he doesn't deserve to die here, nor become a sacrifice to the hand of Shadow. It is the darkest force in this world, and if left unchecked, all light will be consumed. To answer your question, it is never the desire to kill that drives me to wield a sword, but rather the fear of death.
Get lost, scum. Consider yourself lucky today.
Thank you! You won't see me around this city again! I promise!
Your mercy is appreciated, Lord Nias.
Make no mistake. This is simply a commendation for your courage, not a sign that I agree with your ideas. If I understand you correctly, you must have overcome tremendous fear to dare to stand in the way of my sword. This trial isn't over. We should keep going.